This story is brought to you by the Holiday Station in Cold Spring. Conveniently located on Highway 23, the Holiday Station features the pay-at-the-pump system. Locally owned, the gas station employs a friendly staff, and they also offer daily food specials. So stop into the Holiday in Cold Spring today.
Good afternoon. This is Dwayne with the Digitalog Network. We're doing an investigative report today that relates to the high price of gasoline and wanting to make sure you don't end up paying twice or three times at the pump. What I'm looking at actually is an email I received from the St. Cloud Police. And in this email, they talk about a situation where a person was at the pump, they put their credit card in, they pumped out 50 gallons of, or $50 rather, of gas, and then didn't clear it here. And because of the system, the way it was set up, the person in the store was actually able to use their card number and ended up getting another $50 and another $50. That's the report we're discussing today. Now, Franny, we ran into a situation here recently that I understand you got exposed to also, where on the internet there's a big caution going around by St. Cloud Police relative to the use of credit cards at service stations like your own. Can you tell us a little bit about that from what you've been exposed to and how that relates to the story?
Sure. My understanding of the scenario, and based on the emails I have received the same one as well, is that a customer pulled up to the pump and used a credit card. When the customer finished the transaction and pulled away, another vehicle pulled up and was able to pump gas using that same card without having to enter a card. I did some research to verify how our company handles that, and from what I found out, the difference is how that transaction is handled by your registers inside. The registers inside the store is what controls the pump. So for example, if I go in and I put my credit card in, it goes out and does an authorization for that credit card. And each stores have limits set on how much can go on a card. So if I have a $100 limit, for example, that's all I can pump on that card. It will go out and authorize for $100. Okay, if let's say I pump only 50, it's still authorized for $100. How it's handled at our store is when you put the lever down, it stops. That transaction is done. However, if there are other stations, and I don't know what those register types are, but that transaction has a hesitation from when it completes because it now has your card number. It's authorized for $100. You only pump 50. If it doesn't quit that transaction right at that time, there's still 50 available. Okay, so the determining factor is what kind of registers you're using and how it interacts with your pumps.
So if I were to try to paraphrase this in the sense of what are the chances of this happening to me, is there any connection here to old systems versus new systems, or any thoughts there?
From my understanding, I think there is a connection because some of the older, it's technology. In my opinion, would have an impact. So as technology became better, all those things were updated and made all of that, those credit card numbers more secure, all of those things. Well, one of the things that I did after I talked with someone from the Holiday franchise to verify that truly what was happening is I went out and put my card in and pumped some gas, and I stopped at like 10. Lifted the handle, waited 2 seconds because it would take me longer than that to get my car away from the pump, and then tried to pump more gas. And in this scenario, I should be able to, but it didn't. So that would be a way of absolutely knowing. Or when you're done and you've got your receipt, watch for it to say that your transaction was complete. Thank you for shopping with us. Every station is different. Or hitting the clear button. We've not had any of this kind of issue at our store been brought to us. So when I received this, I was like, how is that possible? But when I talked to Holiday, the franchise, they were like, oh yeah, it happens. But again, I don't know what types, and I didn't go into that detail because...
Okay, here's the test we want to try. I'm going to shut down the gas, shut down the system, and try to kick it up again real quickly before the card might recycle. And we'll see if that works. So here we go. I tried and lifted it up. It's recycled. We're going to try again here. No, she stopped.